Hey guys, Mr.BeetleBum here, and today we are doing a map strategy video for you on the World of Tanks map of Kharkov? Something like that. Anyways, okay, so as per usual, we're going to start with the lights. We're then going to talk about the tank destroyers, the mediums and the heavies, and then the arty. So, first of all, lights. Again, as with any town that has a cityscape in it, please don't take your lights into the city. We don't need you there. The mediums and the heavies can see around corners and proxy spot plenty good. There's very few places where you could even use your full view range to your ability. So, lights. From the south, obviously you're going to be going up, and this right here is where the battle is. If you're from the north, the same thing. You're racing over, and there's a couple spots all in here, and that's where you can go. There is alternatives. I'm not going to be able to get these little dots off anymore. Anyways, there are alternatives. Sometimes, you can come through here and hide in a bush. Same thing. Hide in a bush there. Hide in a bush here and here. Honestly, what you really want to do is either this area or this area, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to light up the hills. That is the name of the game for the lights on this map, is just simply spot the tanks that are on the hill. So tank destroyers, pretty simple. You want to have them up here and up here, of course, one on each side, that kind of thing. You can also go to certain areas around here that will hit the hill. Same thing with back here, that will hit the hill. Of course, you're not going to get this side. You might want to come down into the bushes here and be aiming for the hill, and likewise, you might want to be down here. Now, that's for the field. Tank destroyers also tend to go right here and right here, shooting. These guys here will be pew, 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 to a heavy that comes around the corner, and these guys. Let me just erase this here. Woo! And anyways, and these guys up here will be going pew, 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 pew to the heavies that are right there. All right. So that's it for tank destroyers. We're just humming along here, flying along, trying to get rid of dots. These little guys are so hard to get rid of. Mediums and heavies, really, this is it. Town. There is this little gully. Some people like to, every once in a while, rush down the gully to the enemy's cap and see what they can do. It's also fun maybe with some fast tanks if you come down here and then shoot the hill, or likewise go up here and then shoot the hill that way. That's always fun, but it's really situational. In general, all I can say is if you're going to be in a medium, you're probably going to be wanting to work with the heavies to work the area of the town. That is your main priority. Yes, of course, you're going to have some mediums up here that are pushing. But bear in mind, guys, a lot of times when you're in a medium, and if you have a scout that's playing along the one line, you're really hindering them. A lot of times I'll come up, there's this perfect bush here, and I'll line up in that bush, and no one's going to spot me. But what happens is all these mediums come past me. And it's like, guys, if you just use some patience and wait, I'd have everything lit up. Because the whole idea is to get them to come over the hill, over this little bit of a crest there, and the bushes over here, and these guys come across. And I've been, on in matches where the mediums weren't there. And the tank destroyers literally just obliterate the enemy, because our enemy go right past me, and I'm still lighting them even though I'm just sitting in the bush. And now they're over the bump. What are they going to do once they start getting shot at? Most of the time they end up running for cover in the houses, and what they don't realize is I'm keeping them lit all the time. When you have mediums that come up here and then push over, it's like, why bother even playing the game as a light tanker? You've just taken them right out of the game, and you've hampered the team for winning as well, because most likely if you're dumb enough to go across that middle line without any support, most likely you're going to get picked off by the tanks that you can't see. So guys, if you're in the mediums, let's focus on supporting the lights, okay? Not pushing past them. And if that's your thing, if you're like in such a hurry to go get some kills, do the smart thing. Go town, man. Go where the other mediums and the heavies are. You'll have a better success there. And on top of that, you won't handicap your team and screw it up for the field. I can't say it enough because I'd say about 65 to 75% of the games I see on this map, that's exactly what the mediums do. And it tends to be the team that has the mediums that push up the one line loses because they just lose their guys. And of course, those are also the guys who rage a lot. So this is your area right in here, man. I can't say it enough. There's so many little spots here that you can hide in. All these little corners, they're just everywhere in here. You can peek out and look this way, peek out, peek out, peek out, peek out. I mean, there's so many places in this town that you can use to get the advantage over the enemy if you're just paying attention to your map and working together as a team. That's mediums and heavies. And guys, already it's really simple. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Maybe one back there too. And same thing. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And one back here. That kind of thing. Those are your main 4 spots for both spawns when it comes to the arty. In all honesty, what would the best scenario be? Would be your light and a light and TDs up here, mediums and heavies, and then an arty back here. That would be the best. Maybe a TD here and a TD here. But to be honest with you, daily it seems like the meta changes. Sometimes these guys fight here. Sometimes they just go into the town. They don't come over here. And that's why if you're playing this map, it's extremely important to watch your mini map and go with the flow. As I just said, sometimes the heavies and the mediums will just push right through here. And if you've got heavies sitting here and a TD here, and they just come right through, they can flank you. They can get up the backside and take a lot of health away before you realize what's going on. So you need to start off right away, for sure, with someone on both here and here if you're going to go to this corner. You can't just go to the corner and not have anyone in town, or else you're blind. That's the key thing. Don't let yourself get set up to be flanked just because you didn't play your tanks in the right spot. So key thing, watch your mini map, always have map awareness, and be ready to move real quick. Now let's take out the map itself, and we'll take a look at all these spots on the real map. All right, guys, here we are on the map of Kharkov, I believe it's called. Anyways, just going to give you a quick little view of the town and of all the different spots where you can go and hang out and hopefully snipe your enemy and do very well. Let's actually take a look at, first of all, the spawns here. You're going to have the one spawn, which is, I'm right on top of it. There you go. Here's one spawn, and then here's your little gully that goes all the way over. And there you go. There's the little red flag for the other spawn. So, first of all, lights. We were talking about different locations you can go to. The main location is up here. But you'll notice that there's places along here. There's houses. And in those houses, there are bushes. There are places you can go. If you're really good with your crew skills, this bush, this bush, this bush, this bush. You got to be careful. Someone might come up here. I tend to try to stay along the top area. Maybe like if I'm going this way, I'd be in that bush right there. And all you do is you just present yourself to the bush right up like that. Just go right at it. You can go up this little hill, and you still got the bush between you and the enemy. Same thing going the other way is you would just be right here, and you go up to this little bush right here. And same thing, and you can spot up there. The main places where lights tend to go right off the bat is right up into this area here. Let's go up, and so actually let's turn around this way. There you go. So there's the hill. This is where you'd be coming from. And there's the 2 bushes, one right here, one right here. This is what I was talking about before, guys. You come flying up here in your light. You get this perfect position right here. For some reason, for me, it always happens when I'm on this side. I don't know why. I get in here and I'm in a perfect spot to just let these mediums and whatever TDs, whoever it is that's coming by here, even our scout, they'll just drive right by because they like to hug it, the red line there, because that's where the low spot is. So they want to go and follow that low spot because then there's less chance of getting hit. So they actually, because of the way the topography is they're going away from where I'm sitting. But so many times that we don't get to do that. Our team just comes up and pushes right by and has a fight right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is the crest of the hill right here. It goes downhill and then downhill. So what I'm saying is, back off. There's other places for you to be than pushing. Let them come. Let the tank destroyers that are behind on the hill just blow away any tanks that come down here. All right. Yeah. So tank destroyers. Again, here you go. This is where we were just talking about, up on the hill, both sides. Another good place can be down in here if you're trying to, aim towards the town. Other side is same thing, hill. You want to be in these locations. They are the most important, here and here. Then you can fire this way. You can fire into the town. There's other little areas here and here that you can be parking your tank destroyers. That's for you to decide where you want to go based on where you want to shoot. Do you want to shoot town? Do you want to shoot this lower field or the upper field up here? Artillery is really easy. I know I'm skipping, but it's right along this back gulch here, and maybe one up here. Now let's go to the big thing, the heavies and the mediums taking over the town area here. You got so many little areas that you can go into, for example here, and then just park here and look at all this that you can shoot at. I mean, it's easy peasy. And then another place that we were talking about before is over here. This is where a tank destroyer could be, in this bush right here. And they'd be sniping all the way across here. This is where your heavies or mediums would be, most likely heavies. And then boom, here's the enemy heavy. So the TD will snipe all the way to these guys. And in return, the other team's going to have their TDs right here. And they're going to be sniping all the way across to the heavies that are right here. Now, we were talking about this before, saying, guys, if you're doing this kind of strategy where you're going to have the tank destroyers sniping at the heavies and the mediums, you really got to be aware that sometimes the heavies don't come down to this corner here. Sometimes instead, they're going to be a little sneaky, and they're going to go through the middle of town instead. So, just like I say about tank destroyers, when you're playing on maps, you have to be aware of what's going on and be available to move quickly, to switch strategies. And that's what's going to happen a lot of the time in here. You're going to have to move over and get to town. The thing, though, with this is it's not just the tank destroyers that have to move. It's the actual heavies. If you got a heavy, and I've seen this happen, a heavy parks here, it's like, okay, I'm doing my job. And then meanwhile, there's a whole battle going on in the town, and these guys still sit there. Like, I'm waiting. I got to stay here because this is what I was told, and this is where the heavies are. Well, count the tanks, man. If all your heavies and mediums are in here, get your butt over there. You're gonna give the other team an advantage. So not only do the tank destroyers have to be ready to move, but also mediums and heavies when you're in this town. And I'm telling you guys, the strategy / meta for this map is changing constantly, day to day, week to week. It keeps changing where the main focus is. So for right now, guys, definitely be ready to move because that's where most of your battles are going to be. There's also all kinds of, remember, you got these little pathways over here that you can use as well. You also don't forget, you got these little, back up and go down. Wow, that's slow going down. You got all these windows here that you can shoot through. Right, and that's a lot of stuff that you can shoot through there. So I'm just letting you know, be aware of those. Look, and they got them here as well. There's so many places that you can go to get angles to shoot and everything. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy this map strategy video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, and if you want to know when these are out, simply subscribe to the channel, set up your notifications, and then you'll be getting alerted every time I bring out a new map strategy video or other videos that I do. Also, guys, remember, if you've been told to check me out because I help new players, it's true. This is what I do. Come over to Twitch, look up Mr.BeetleBum, and come into the stream and ask questions, guys. It doesn't cost anything. I don't have it set on subscriber only like you see a lot of times. I can't get over that. I think it's hilarious. But anyways, No, I'm here for you. If you want to ask a question, it doesn't cost you anything. Just write in a question and I'll reply to it right away once the match that I'm in is over. That's the way we do it on Twitch streams. We play the game, talk a little bit while we're playing, but then once each match is over, I catch up with all the chat and I answer all the questions. All right, guys, so until next time, this is Mr. BeetleBum out.